in the thick of the fall season. We're heading toward the winter, although it still feels like it's summer out there on some days. But here to talk to us about some of the great fall activities still up and running at this time and things you can do late now as you get ready for the Halloween season. And of course, looking forward to winter is Pure Michigan's Kelly Wolgamott, their Director of Travel Marketing. Kelly, thanks for being with us again.
Oh, you're very welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you as well. And it's a great time of the year in Michigan. We're having beautiful weather of late, very much warmer than usual. And that's allowing people to get back outside and have a lot of that fall fun and really nice weather and really comfortably as well without the humidity you usually have in the summer season. How is that affecting Michigan's travel at this time and really the eagerness that goes along with it as people continue to want to come to Michigan and see the colors and all the fun activities that come along with fall.
Absolutely. Fall is on. And as I think reflected over the last few days, the beautiful weather and this fall, the colors are absolutely stunning with the bright, brilliant reds and yellows. And, you know, Michigan is selfishly, I believe, the number one destination when it comes to fall color and everything that you can see, do, and experience. So fall travel is on. Fall is on, and there's so much to see and do. You can go up to the Upper Peninsula, but you could also just stay locally, right? And there's so many trails to see and do, and just getting outdoors and enjoying this weather and just the beauty that nature's painting for us this fall.
And it's interesting too. I was out and about yesterday in the Romeo area and the Elmont area, and it was so packed looking on the side of the road and some of these farms that people are selling pumpkins and selling apples and other crops that are so common here in Michigan and this fall season. And it's right around that time where people are really going out and looking for these sorts of products, and there's great places to go all across the state for some of these. What are some of your favorite places for those that want to experience that fall activity of apple picking or go for a hayride or go pick some pumpkins out for Halloween?
Yeah, there's so many cider mills, just really dynamic cider mill experiences, right? You can pick your apples or they pick them for you, get the donuts and other bakery items that they provide, but also pumpkins. And as you mentioned, there's corn mazes, there's, going through a hayride, a lot of different opportunities there. And also the hard cider, right? Because a lot of the cider mills now are also producing some really great hard cider. There's so much to do when it comes to that cider mill opportunity, but there's also a lot of farmer markets still active as well. And as you mentioned, Michigan is prime when it comes to agricultural products, and right now is the harvest season. So you can get your favorite apples, but also I want to talk a little bit too about wineries, right? Because the fall harvest, they had a really incredible harvest this fall for the wine industry. And, there's opportunity there as well to go for a little wine visit.
More information, of course, can always be found on Michigan.org. That's Michigan.org for more information. We're joined by Pure Michigan's Director of Travel Marketing, Kelly Wolgamott, on today's edition of the Megacast. And as we continue through this season, it's great too because we're at the peak of the colors also. You look out anywhere really in the state of Michigan at this time, you're seeing these beautiful mixture of orange and red and so many other colors up in the trees. For those that want to come to Michigan or travel through Michigan late in the season as these colors are switching over and the leaves are starting to fall, what are some of your suggested places for them to go, given that in many places these leaves have already turned over and in some cases have fallen off the trees?
Yeah, and you'll be surprised too, even in northern Michigan, there's still a lot of color and really, really protected, right, from the lakes. That's one good thing, another good thing the lakes do for us in the state is it does protect and kind of shelter some of those key destinations. So either northern Michigan right now has brilliant colors and still, if you're interested in that road trip, a lot of favorite places is like Tunnel of Trees in the Petoskey Harbor Springs area, which is just an incredible driving experience. But also there's the trail networks around the state as well and getting outdoors. I enjoy getting outdoors with my dog and hitting the trails. And there's so many great places to see that. In the UP, Mountains Wilderness State Park is a great, awesome opportunity to see the colors, but also Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. Another favorite, drive that I like is along Lake Huron in the US 23 corridor. There is just brilliant colors. City experiences. It's always fun. Again, we talked a little bit about the harvest, but Eastern Market in Detroit, and in September they it's a traditional time that they redo all of the murals within the Eastern Market. So get down there now; it's done, it's fresh, but also all the great produce that you can experience there in food in Eastern Market.
More information, of course, can be found on Michigan.org about all these different great places you can find Michigan colors and other great fall activities as well. Kelly, we're a week away from Halloween, but people love to experience the festivities even before the day of, especially with this year it falling on a Monday. Certainly the weekend before will be big for Halloween activities. What are some of the great places and great activities and events across Michigan for people that are looking for some Halloween festivities, but maybe not on a work night like Monday?
Yeah. So for any traveler, young or old, I still enjoy this, and I have a teenager, is going to the zoos, right? Because this is a great time to go to the zoos. There's a lot of events. They have what they call the Zoo Boo events in Detroit Zoo, Battle Creek's Binder Park Zoo. Right here, I'm in the Lansing area, Potta Park Zoo, as well as Grand Rapids in the John Ball Zoo, where, they have costume contests, but also everything is decorated for the fall timeframe. So just a really great event opportunity. A lot of the Again, we talked about the wineries. A lot of the wineries also have some special events, but also the corn mazes. I gotta say, those are fun, and that's such a great family friendly experience as well. Getting lost in the corn maze, I get lost every time.
And of course, as we get through deeper into the fall, we start thinking about winter. And it's a great time right now to start planning some of your winter travel plans, especially if you're looking for some of those fun activities and going to many of the different Michigan ski resorts, if that's your kind of thing. Why is now the right time for people to be looking to finalize their plans for the winter, especially given that we're expecting to have quite a lot of winter weather, and certainly a lot of people are going to want to experience the activities here in Michigan?
Yeah, absolutely. The holiday season will be here before you know it. And the resorts and winter experience really do provide a great connection for families and friends. Long weekends or even during the weekday, I've seen a lot of activity from the resorts right now with some really great deals for not only staying at the resort, but their activities. You don't need to be a skier to go to these really amazing resorts in northern Michigan: Treetops, Crystal Mountain, Boyne Mountain, just to name a few. A lot of them have snowshoe experience. They have tubing, dog sledding. If you've ever wanted to go dog sledding, such a great opportunity to do it right there at the resorts, or just sit at the campfire outdoors. It's honestly such a great experience sitting around, just enjoying the beautiful winter weather that Michigan provides us.
You mentioned the holiday season, a lot of great holiday festivities all across the state in many different regions too. What are some of your favorite places to go, favorite events to attend that really get you into that holiday spirit right here in Michigan?
Yeah. So, and again, I mentioned I'm in the Lansing area. So I always go to Silver Bells in the City, where they light the state capitol tree. And that really gets you that energized and for the holiday season. But I think I'm going to head over to Frankenmuth as well this season. They have a lot of different Christmas markets scheduled, but also they are just lighting up the city and community with Christmas trees. We know there's Bronner's there, which is, the dynamic of all Christmas, right? Opportunities. There's also Christmas markets around the state. I know Holland also has some as well. If you're interested in that, you can go to Michigan.org, and there is all that information on there for you.
More information, of course, can be found on all these different travel plans, as well as a list of activities you might want to try this winter and this holiday season at Michigan.org. As they say, your trip begins at Michigan.org. Kelly, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about what's coming up this weekend. Also, beyond the Halloween festivities, big game happening in Ann Arbor on Saturday between my Michigan State Spartans and those pesky Wolverines down in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan. For people that want to go out and travel to different places or go into their hometown and really experience that game day experience without necessarily going into the craziness that will certainly be ensuing in Ann Arbor for that big game day, what are some of your suggestions for different activities or different places people can go to experience the big game outside of the big game environment?
Yeah, we love our college football in Michigan, and we have, as you mentioned, the big game this weekend with Michigan State U of M, but also, there's CMU, there's Western, there's Northern Michigan. We have a lot of great football games, football teams out there that, you can be a part of. And those communities going to Kalamazoo, going to Mount Pleasant, going to Marquette, East Lansing, and Ann Arbor, there's so much to see and do in there. And really, just going to one of the restaurants there or just, spending a weekend there as well provides you with an opportunity just to kick back and really experience those football towns that we have around the state.
Again, more information can be found on Michigan.org and certainly some really great teams outside. Of course, Ann Arbor and East Lansing, Ferris State having a great season.
Yep.
Grand Valley State in Division Two also having excellent seasons, and those crowds definitely getting passionate as their seasons go on. Those two teams chase the championship in college football's Division Two. Kelly, any other activities or upcoming events that you're looking forward to in all different regions of the state or that people should be keeping an eye out for on Michigan.org?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to bring up the dark sky. Michigan, I don't think people really recognize that you can see the northern lights in Michigan, not only going north, or we have 6 dark sky preserves across the state. We have 3 international dark sky parks in the state. Just going out and looking up and seeing the beauty of the stars, the Milky Way, but also the northern lights. And I don't know about you, but my social media feed over the weekend, there was so many pictures that were captured of the northern lights throughout the state. You don't have to go very far to see them. You can see them right here in Michigan. We have a dark sky landing page on Michigan.org if people are interested in visiting a dark sky preserve or a dark sky park in the state.
Your trip begins at Michigan.org as always. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you.